Hey everybody, welcome to another video here on the Blue Abroad YouTube channel. Now in today's video, I've gone back through the archives and I have going to do a couple of videos reacting to some of the classic moments because we now finally have a catalogue of moments and good times and bad times and reactions that we can look back on and reflect and understand a bit of where we've come from. This one was from 2019. It was round 4, and just to give you a bit of context, we can take our minds back to where we were. Brendan Bolton was still coaching. We had started the season 0-3. We were hoping that this was going to be the year where it started to turn, and we came up against a fairly young Gold Coast Suns outfit, and this game has probably scarred me ever since because when we play Gold Coast, because it seems like every time we play them early in the season, my mind goes back to this very game. So this format of video that I used to do, it was basically a short little reaction at the end of each quarter. So essentially it's like a game day vlog. You'll see a younger version of me by a couple of years. This was filmed in Tel Aviv on an iPhone, so you'll have to excuse the quality of the picture and the sound as well, where we didn't quite have Blue Abroad HQ like we do now back then. Let me know if there's any other videos that you'd like me to re-upload and react to, and we'll go from there. So we'll watch this one together and then I'll have a bit to say afterwards.
Sets it up for Charlie Curnow! It was almost a let go, you beauty!
Okay, here we go. It's 7:38 a.m. Bounce is in a couple of minutes, and there's something about this game that's just got me really itchy. This is a massive game, and one thing I don't like to do is put too much emotion and attach it to one game, because it is obviously one game and every situation can be rectified and there's always next week and whatnot, but there's something about this game that spells danger if we don't come out and, to be quite honest, just get the fucking win. This is probably one of Brendan Bolton's biggest tests, in the sense of the rebuild and everything, and we come up against the Gold Coast outfit who have already shown some progress this year. We're obviously 0-3. We've played some good footy, we've played some pretty shitty footy, but today is really a test to see where is this process going. Is it on track? And he has to win. We have to win today. There's no more excuses, particularly against teams like the Gold Coast Suns. We can't come out today and get done by 6-7 goals. It would be a disaster for the club. It'd be a disaster for the confidence in the group, the players, in the system, our supporters. And so it has to be today, guys. I'm looking forward to it. Obviously excited as always, but a little bit nervous as well. There's a little bit of butterflies going inside of me. So let's do this. Well, there's one quarter down. When is it going to end? Seriously, was poor. I felt like the midfielders lost the battle poorly. The ball just was in their forward 50 for the majority of that quarter. Defenders played well. I've got to give them a lot of credit, because the ball was coming in there quite a lot. But again, we just look like there's just no organisation. There's no structure. We put so many numbers back in that quarter just because we couldn't cope with their midfield getting it forward. It's just scrappy. I mean, Ed Curnow, poor kick going forward. Liam Jones, poor kick going forward. Lockie O'Brien on the wing, missed a target. Matthew Lobe handballing into Sexton, nearly giving up a goal. Like, it's just poor skills right now. This is worrying. This is a very worrying quarter. It was a scrappy quarter. We made it into sort of something, and then Sexton kicked that freak goal, and then good on him. It was a ridiculous goal, but it's a very poor quarter from the boys. Sam Walsh is easily our best player right now. He's got the 8 touches. Wiedering's been really solid in defence as well. I mean, Cripps hasn't really come to the game just yet. He's been worked out of it. And apart from that, it's just been a really poor quarter. Very worrying. It's a very worrying sign. We just don't look good at all. It's almost like we're putting in the effort there, but it's just not good enough. And this is going to try and stay a little bit calm. The emotions are just way over the top right now. I haven't been this fidgety or nervous for a game since 2013 elimination final against the Tigers. It just means so much, this one, and hopefully we can rectify it. Let's have a look and see what the message is from Bolton in the second quarter, and hopefully we can improve on that and put this quarter behind us, but not a good start. So let's see how we go. Okay, well, half time, and we've had a response, and it's a big relief because I was getting super jittery that in that quarter time break. All sorts of negative thoughts popping through my mind, and I'm just thinking, you know, gosh, if this continues, it's going to be a dark day for the club. The claws are coming out. But to the boys' credit, they composed themselves a little bit. Still a lot to work with in that quarter. So the scores right now, it's 5 goals for 34 to 4 goals for 28. Look, I'll be honest, if you're not a Carlton supporter or a Gold Coast supporter, I don't really know why you'd be watching the game, because it's very scrappy. But yeah, mate, that first 2 minutes was the perfect example why we need to just settle down and lower our eyes. Mitch McGovern kicks 2 goals immediately. One was from a kick from Samo, and I think the other one was from Walsh. And it's as simple as that. We've got good forwards, we've got up and coming midfielders, and maybe it's just a bit of time that's needed for them to synergize with each other. But the message is for us to be a little bit more patient and a little bit more composed than what we were in that first quarter. I think we were just a little bit jittery in that first quarter, you know, wanting the win, and sometimes you hear comments and you hear things about trying too hard and over complicating the game. So kudos to the coaching staff for whatever message was put out in that that first quarter break going into that second quarter, and kudos to the boys for executing in that second quarter. I thought our defenders were exceptional in that first half. Jacob Wiedering is having himself quite the game. He's had 14 touches. I think Marchbank has been really solid down there. Liam Jones has been really solid down there. Even Daisy Thomas has been okay. He made that little error, but he's made up for it. Mark Murphy's covering the ground really well. He's had 14 touches and 6 marks. So he and Cripps lead the possession getters. Cripps has had the 14, but it's probably been a quiet 14 by his standards. So a little bit of growth from him to come. His opponent, Touk Miller, it was 10 tackles. So he's had 10 tackles. He's just wearing Cripps like a glove. And he's playing very well. Kudos to Touk Miller. And so, yeah. It's one quarter, it's one bad quarter, and it's one good quarter, and we're back to level pegging now. There'll be a message of encouragement that goes out to the boys, I would have thought of that in this break right now. And so we start again, we've got to come out again. I thought we started that second quarter well and sort of died off a little bit. Now, is that fitness, I'm not sure, but we've really got to come out, get a few goals early in the quarter. We've got to put the doubt in the Gold Coast mind. We've got to shut them up as quickly as we can, because if we give them a sniff at the end of the game, at home they will take it. So fingers crossed, a little bit more relieved at halftime now. I can go and have a glass of water and chill out for a little bit, and we'll get going again for the second half. Let's do this, boys. Okay, 3/4 time, 7-7-49 to 5-8-38. We win the quarter, but Gold Coast did come a little bit hard, particularly in that middle stages of that quarter. It was a bit of an arm wrestle. It was sort of the first 5-6 minutes was all us, was all Carlton. Great goals from Sam Walsh and Paddy Cripps. Walsh took that massive hit from Jared Witts after putting his body on the line and taking that mark. Went forward, kicked the goal, and Cripps was just dynamite with that goal as well. And then it sort of became a little bit more of a game on the Suns' terms. Alex Sexton again. They sort of had about a 10-minute period there where they really came at us, and then we sort of composed ourselves a little bit towards that the end of that third quarter. I liked the fact that we did steady up at the end of that third quarter. Obviously, not a high-scoring game. We'll work on that eventually. But the main thing is now we've set ourselves up for a massive fourth quarter. The nerves are coming back a little bit. I won't lie, because we have to win this game. It's just so important. We've really got to kick on. Hopefully the message is going out to settle the boys going into the fourth quarter. Again, lower our eyes, stay composed. far too many times in that quarter. I see the options. I mean, I'm watching from the screen and I'm not at the game, but I'm watching like Zach Fisher. He's got a lead up kick and he decides to go over the top to a kick. Yes, it is inside 50, but it's a long kick and we don't need to take that long kick so much. We can just take one extra kick going forward before we go into our forward 50. So that's something I'm noticing from now already. The games of, I mean, Murphy, Walsh, Cripps, Wiedering, Marchbank, Simo's been solid down there. These are some of the games that are really standing out. I actually think Samo's been really good too, even though he's only had, I think, 11 possessions. He's looked dangerous, and we just need to find a way to get him the ball because he's very dynamic. So hopefully we can come out with this. One more quarter to go. Let's do this. Come on, boys. Don't let me... You have got to be kidding. That stings. That absolutely stings. 8 goals 9, 57, 8 goals 11, 59. I'm just watching them now, we're just... Seriously, that one hurts. Needed to win that game so badly. So many reasons. Confidence of the group, confidence in Bolts, the game plan, the process, and I mean, look, you get what you deserve in this game. Far too many times under pressure, we just make the wrong decisions, and we paid for it. We got punished for it. The reality is, you know, Peter Wright running into open goal, he drops it. Probably should have kicked that. Game over. So many wrong decisions. So many wrong decisions. I think we kick it forward to Gibbons. How many fucking times today do we kick the ball to Gibbons as like he's a big full forward? Like, it makes no fucking sense right now. Anyway, we've got to move on. There'll be fallout from this. I'll do a ratings video after this, but I just want to get the live reaction, the pain. You know, it's going to be a very, very silent change room in there, and they want to be fucking hurting as well because it's just not good enough. These are guys who have got more experience than the Suns, and I mean, I thought our leaders led well. I thought Cripps, Murphy, Simo, you know, the experienced guys that I talked about during the week, who I asked for a lift from, I thought we got that, but too many times. Cook the ball. Paddy Dow in that last passage of play had 3 Carlton players on the outside. He chose to go for a handball on the inside, and it's just, he hasn't learnt. Like, it's his second year, so I don't want to get on the kid, but for fuck's sake, mate, you know, you're a high draft pick. Sam Walsh can do it. And I know that's so tough to make comparisons and it's unfair, but the penny's got to drop. The penny's got to drop soon. When is it going to end? You know, it's just so difficult to watch them continually make the same mistakes over and over again. And, you know, to be honest, if we win that game and it's, you know, less than a kick, it might be a little bit of false satisfaction because we played poorly. The game style is shot. Whatever we're doing, whatever we're trying to do, it's not working. I feel like the list is there. Honestly, I don't know what's going on with these guys on the field. I just can't trust them to make the right decisions. Just like I said before, going to Gibbons in the forward line. What are you doing? You pick 4 tall forwards and they're in the forward line and you go to Gibbons consistently. Look, we're going to have to move on. It is what it is. You get what you deserve in this game. And yeah, we're going to have to get back on the track this week. Watch the footage. Go again. That's the way it is. That's the reality of the situation. I know that we're super frustrated as supporters, but we've got to really try and not turn on each other. It's too early to be saying sack the coach, this, that, and the other. Let's judge all of that at the end of the season. Let the season play out, and if we have to make a choice like that, then we do. We worry about it then. But for the time being, let's stick together as best as we can. Emotions are going to be high, so be tolerant of each other. Be frustrated because we should be. That's not good enough. We have so many good individual players today, like Jones, Wiedering, Cripps, Walsh. They all played good individual games, but collectively, it's just not there. It's really just not there yet. So we move on. Very frustrating, very disappointing. I'm shattered. I'll be honest, I'm shattered at this. But I love the club. I love the club too much. And I'll be back next week cheering them on yet again. Go the Blues.
Wow. Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. I don't think anything has changed. The same concepts have been spoken about all the way through. Really, it was individual brilliance. I quoted the same people: Wiedering, Walsh, Cripps, Jones obviously at the time as well, and made mention of the fact that good games individually, but collectively and ultimately just can't get the job done. That was heartbreaking, because that was essentially, maybe it was season over before round 4 in that year, but essentially it was season over and real head scratching moment, like where are we at, what's going on? Not so dissimilar to the feeling that we have been feeling pretty much ever since. So let me know if you enjoyed that. Let me know if there's any other videos you'd like to react to, and we'll go from there. Go the Mighty Blues.